Doesn't work well.
Something happen already in
they never achieve anything.
To position themselves for playoffs here in stage
and I
2,
know you're going to say like Heretics, but Heretics only practice with 5. They never practiced with 6. Okay, Talon on defense, PRX on attack. And then you're probably going to say Vitality and CS, but would you really ever want Nivera to play over Zyru when Zyru's pretty much the best in the game? Probably not. And then what else is there for a 6-man roster that's had success?
Still,
Nothing really.
The curious thing is kind of like what everyone's been mentioning, right? The Duelists and Forsaken, for example, needing to see a little bit more teamwork from them overall.
Yeah, 6-man rosters is on the one. Okay, Stuff on Duelist, right Governor on the KO, and Talon heavy playing over towards yellow at the beginning, and there goes the one-way.
Yeah, but it's going to be a quick fill back up by Ban. You still have more members than you would have expected on side of Talon, but Mindfreak's still on for it. He's not going to one getting the kill, but still it's going to be the trades here for PRX as Talon still holding it down. Surf, though, he has no idea that he's been surrounded.
Hey, lovely on this.
That's going to be a quick pistol.
I mean, that first kill was just giant.
Gaming forward. I mean, it's kills for kills, and then at the same time, Talon trying to go for some trades, but at the end of it, positionally, PRX had a little bit more. Right? Numbers advantage, yet Jing kind of creeping up from behind at the same time. Surf had no idea what to expect, so a little bit unfortunate, but that's just how PRX operates. Playing forward, pushing through, and unfortunately Talon a little bit unaware.
Yeah, just a little bit too focused on trying to get the trades that they've already seen, not keeping tabs on the fluid movement of PRX. Now we do see the buys coming in. Got 2 rifles, of course 2 of the shorter weapons, the SMGs here. For the side of PRX, it's going to be a fast one.
Dude, they all got closer and then they just scattered. That was sick. Okay, can they get any kills on this one? All classics, making sure they can buy heavy armor. Bro, and this is fast, man. Testing the observer. Okay, there's one. Okay, does Divide get the gun?
The team to a 2-0 victory.
No, okay. They managed to get over there and get the guns. They do lose one, but
Mindfreak as well, making that bulldog bark, but at the same time, I mean, you gotta wonder how Talon's gonna recover from this, because it's very similar to how this 13-0 started. You know, not giving Talon any room to breathe whatsoever. So they're gonna have to
another speedrun map, maybe. It looks like they're going for it at the moment. Yeah, here comes the wall. I mean, an anti from Talon should be pretty easy, because, like, honestly, if you look at the PRX, it is just they just go wherever the wall is. They did throw in a round in overtime. I can't remember who the hell it was against. In Shanghai, but it will be like 95% of the time wherever this wall is, that's where they end. Against 100 Thieves? Yeah, that will be it.
PRX, they won't stop. They'll always keep the foot on the pedal. They're ready for it even past the toxic screen, but playing it safe. Want to make sure that they have trades available with the backup. They're waiting for the flank to come through. 2 members already wrapping around for Talon.
Yeah, completely surrounding PRX, right? The spike still down. PRX needing to find some sort of a positional advantage. Wayman goes in to clear, and that kind of dissuades the PRX from pushing forward even more. Jing goes back,
and this guy's dead now. Ooh.
That gives Ben so much information as to how he can
gets
take
a safe plan. Okay, this other guy top side. See if Jing can get one.
Goes in for a spike plant.
Yeah, but he spots one on Cruz. Can he get the kill? Not gonna be clean.
Can't even get the one. Not too bad at all from Talon. Nice lockdown over towards A. Only 1 death. 1 armor rebuy.
A bit of a traffic jam there on the ropes, trying to figure out who's going to go for the defuse, trying to pick up the rifles. And Cruz, of course, now 1 point away from the thrash. So, all right, we've already avoided the 13-0. You've got that monkey off your back. Now you can continue to play the game that you've prepared here on Icebox.
Stay down.
And that's kind of one of the bigger questions, too. I mean, okay, yes, Thresh, very good. You can see that Talon are starting to build up these building blocks towards, you know, a better win against PRX. But at the same time, PRX, you know, this is just really early on. But the way that they're just continuing to push through is very classic Southeast Asian.
1 away from official on defense. That's the closest we're at to an ult. And whoa. Hold up. We're throwing a default wall over towards B. A PRX doing a normal default on Icebox. We got no smoke at middle.
Try to get some information. Not a bad tag onto Mindfreak. but you're not quite sure. Is that the tail end or not? You do see the attacker 0 point coming into A. So Talon, a fast rotate. Surf's still going to be holding his job to get information. He finds one. He's not sure of a second.
Wait, we still got the smoke.
Rotate. So to remedy that,
so it's like a little bit of a default, but we still don't have the vision block over towards middle. So no pressure middle, but there is pressure at B. And this is like one of the first times, apart from that 100 Thieves games, like you guys were saying, that they actually go to a different site where the wall is.
Something just holds his ground, finds the 2 shots, tailwinds into the site, and all of a sudden, the site has been infiltrated. Talon needs to find a way to fight back. But it's
Giant, bro. Oh my
Governor
goodness.
goes in for the peak, but he's singled out and alone. Now the rest of them band trying to
Hold up.
fight back, holds
2v5 at its peak. Something still low.
Surf wants to try to fish for it, but Jing still quick on
I was trying to hype it up, but that was a nice shot.
And at this point, Surf, are you going to go for the save? I mean, everyone else can buy back up, so this is one of those rounds where you do have to consider it, because you can still match on the next round.
Yeah, and we could get a big buy next. We got Jing close to ult, Forsaken close to ult.
Giving PRX
Cruz now will have his
a lot more
official.
urgency in how they want to take down the sites. I mean, PRX, you know, taking a little bit of that space around pipes, finding the angles against Talon. Talon wanting to fight back, but not quite being able to make it happen. It's sometimes the site as well, without the right angles, it's tough to hold. So good call for Surf to hold on to this Vandal, but for now, needing to see a little bit more.
So Talon, again, on the minimap, we pointed it out, they're trying to make sure they react to the information that they see nice and quick, because they know that PRX isn't going to give you the time of day. Oh, but here, I mean, something's just so quick with it. The fact is, they actually heard the jet movement on top of that box, so I believe Talon was trying to fish for it. As
Talon's anti's now in shambles, yeah, maybe.
With it. And now we'll
around
see
like that, nice
what
and
is
early
going
on.
to be the attack 2-1-2 default for PRX.
And another round where they actually put the wall over towards B. Damn, they're playing Icebox normally.
That's going to be Devi's job. Swarm going all the way into kitchen. Not going to find anything just yet, though. Ban going to be playing around his own.
It's still not proper normal because obviously we saved the Viper smoke, but
not wanting to give either team any advantage. That's oftentimes also why, you know, for PRX, the Jet heading forward because he is able to dash right back out.
Oh, kind of missed some util there. I don't know what that was on the ceiling there.
Looking for some
nice
advantageous
shot.
duels, but something this time just a little bit faster than Surf right now. Opens up the A site.
This is where Surf used
See,
to
I
shine.
feel like
Was
Talon
holding
are playing
things on his
wrong at the
own.
moment, though.
Sure, he was
So like a
playing
big
the
weakness
Viper
with what's
before,
going on with
but
PRX
you
is, right, we've
could
never
let
thrown that
him
smoke over
work on
towards
his
middle.
own, hold
That
down
means that
anchor
this
at
turret
sight,
just on its
and then
own
go
sees
for a ton.
absolutely
He was
everything
so
over
quick
towards
with it,
middle. We've
but
got
it's
no
a
vision
tough
block. The
project
turret
against
can
the
just get
likes of
fought in for
something.
middle.
Chip boys
So
will try
a
to
lot of
answer
time they're
back.
like
Making a
pushing
3v4,
or
but
they're
are
playing
far
like one
away
over
from the
towards
site.
middle,
Econ all
doing
over
the
the
same
place
job that a
once
bit of
again, and
util's
Talon
doing. It's like they're on
already having to play to survive rather than
it's like
play
they're
to
on
win here on the
autopilot
first map.
and they're playing like there is a smoke
that
here.
third round meant it was a little bit stronger, a little bit better. They had the right read at that time, but now PRX and the way that they're operating, even with a slight default, a 3-2 split across the map, it just kind of works out in their favor. I don't know if it was
I mean,
the
this is a
positioning
giant
that kind
round.
of
If you
didn't
pay
work
PRX,
out
you'll
too
take
well,
this.
but
That's a lot of money.
yeah, Serve used to would have
It's
been able to
3K
take
for all
that
of
duel,
these.
but how do you shoot something that you don't see coming? And that's the strength of having a player like Something.
Everyone
PRX,
surviving gets
sure,
1,000.
A bit of a rough showing at Master Shanghai, but they've always been.
Yeah, and there
one
goes
of
the money
top
for
dogs,
all of
if
this
not
for
the
paper
definitive
for
top
Talon.
dog coming into this year.
And they got to win this
Here
next
in
round, otherwise
Pacific,
it's
and
a
lot of that
disaster.
relies on the individual mechanics of these players. So
I would
Surf
call it timeout.
now
I
being
don't know why they're
reminded
playing
of
mid
that
like
harsh
this.
reality, and he's gonna have to step things up. You're not gonna be given the time to warm up on stage. The engine already has to be rolling. Quick adjustment there from Something.
I think they go post plant.
Okay, all right, just making some calls. It does seem like we saw it in the beginning in stage 1 as well. Something trying to be a bit more vocal, trying to make the calls from round to round. Sure, PRX, they say they go for a hive mind mentality, but somebody has to put their foot down. And so far this year, it looks like that's going on to Something's shoulders.
At least for the initial fights. And
Oh, this is nice. Dodges the knife. They think that yellow's clear.
Boys is trying to hold this again. He's good for one. Can he get the second? All right, now he's safe for the time being.
That was
Eventually gets
really
taken
cool,
down,
though.
but
I
it's
like
enough
that
time
from
for
Talon.
Van to try to provide support, but he's not in position to get
2v4
out.
at its peak.
Down to a 3v2. Still numbers advantage and Thresh online for Talon. Devi Won't spot anyone just yet. The pit goes through, but the Thrash, it's going to be a huge counter to this ultimate.
I mean, this guy's getting spammed.
They use it right away. Not everyone's in position just yet.
Yeah, they have no chance. Now he kind of needs to push somewhere.
Sneaking around the
What a
corners
nightmare.
too, though. Now it's a little bit more difficult for Divide to stick. The plant has to
Yeah,
back
I don't know about the
off, but
ult
down
on this
goes
one.
Mind Freak, and all of a sudden, no cover available. Dizzy tags onto Divide as well, and he's got completely surrounded. A little bit of a line of sight, but not quite able to thread the needle. And
Okay,
3 targets
still worried about
all up
Talon's
and down.
overall macro,
Way
but I
too
love the
hard.
little
It's
micro
gonna be
play. That
Talon
means that when they go
fighting
over
back
towards
to the
yellow,
ball.
they
Yeah,
knife.
this was
You
a
have an
really
area
good
where the
round
knife
from
doesn't hit,
Talon.
and they have
Nice
a
and
small
calm,
window
even
where they
going
can get
around
to
the
yellow
Viper's pit, not
once
going
they
for
think
the
it's
sprays,
clear.
knowing that you have
That's
the
one
Thrash.
round
If
now,
they
so this
did
is like
stick
one
with
round
that,
they have
so
to
be
like
it.
punish
Know how
the
to counter
default
this.
of how they
Using
like
it
to
go for
take
the
B.
blind sprays,
That's
you might
used
show
up,
the
so
traces, you
PRX
might
went
give
full
the
for that
audio,
again. But it was a
you
good
might
round
make
to
it
use
a
it. It was a big
2v2.
round considering money.
I like it. Now, one of these members always trying to hold solo on yellow on the execute. I mean, sure, you want to hold on to that position, but at that point, if you don't win your duel, the round pretty much ends right there. So we'll have to keep our eye on if that is going to be Jit Boys' job every single round.
Still no smoke a middle. But we don't put the
Is
turret here.
capable. So far, positionally, always dedicated over onto the B site. Same triple stack.
now we get
from
a smoke
Talon
over
on
towards
the A
middle.
site. And PRX just kind of avoiding it for now.
And it's going to be Talon spotting that Poison Cloud coming up in mid as well. Sage Wall used as a pinch on to B. But Talon, they've already committed.
Ban's gotta go
wanting to go
huge.
for a retake. Ban finds one. He's ready for the second, but he cannot stabilize. Mind Freak just too slippery on the movement. And now Kitchen entirely in control of PRX, but Jit Boys
Yeah,
is
they
all
saw him on
alone.
sight, and this guy over
PRX
towards B
pinching
probably gets the
onto
kill
him,
now.
and Jinx sends the slow orb
Jesus.
as well. There's the resurrection. All 5 members still alive for PRX as Mind Freak continues to dwindle down the numbers of Talon.
Spike goes down too. Might just be another save round for
Nah,
Talon.
don't save. You
Unfortunately.
guys have so
I mean,
much.
it's these little
Don't
moments
save.
where PRX
You guys are fine
needs to
for
try
money.
to get the read against you.
Do some
They're
damage.
exploring all their options. Earlier on, might have been B or A site. This time, they hit down through mid. Ben caught them for the time being, but then the answer's right back. It's just something that Talon doesn't quite react in time to. Now, Surf, watching the angle. Oh, spots up Forsaken's shoulder, but Forsaken just a little bit sharper than he is.
What?
Oh, that's a crucial mistake. I mean, sure, it doesn't change the outcome of the round, but just goes to show that maybe a little bit of nerves, a little bit of anxiety coming into some of these players on Talon, because we know that they can shoot when they're on. But absolutely misses that opportunity. Governor, he's been spotted. The barrel has been shown, and eventually he'll just go down to the spike rather than give over an
Oh,
point
on
over
up.
to the other side, stuck between a rock and a
How
hard place.
does
I
Surf
wonder
not
if
get
a
the
timeout
kill
comes
there?
through. Timer does
That was
stop.
wild.
Because I was going to say, no matter what you're hearing in the comments, at this point, you have to kind of stop the energy on PRX, make sure that the energy comes back up for Talon, and they start to play a bit more as a team.
Needing a timeout, right? Well, I am curious. Between a rock and a hard place, what would you
Okay,
choose?
I mean, you at least do the turret over towards middle because they've only smoked mid once.
Which one is harder and more painful?
I'm just gonna not choose anything. I'm just gonna stay stuck in there. This is way too philosophical for me. But in the
probably
meantime,
Gabri.
Talon, they're gonna choose the timeout. They're gonna try to make
Guy's
sure
a
they
beast.
do find an exit, because so far we're not really
46,
seeing
that might
it.
be the
I mean,
highest we've
yeah,
seen.
you have 2 rounds. Yeah, you got the bye round, but it wasn't the cleanest one. And you know, the round 2 rounds ago, sure, that one, good read, good reaction, nice and patient. But to some extent, we're not seeing the fire we saw from Talon from stage 1. Yes, it was inconsistent. Yes, you got rocky. Yes, sometimes you would overextend, but you had energy, you had your own pace, you were always trying to take priority. And currently on Icebox, on your own pick, we have not seen that just
I mean, it's a
yet
nice time to
from
do it
this
though.
new starting
Stat might
5
get
of Talon.
buffed a little bit here.
Perhaps needing to see
Full
them go a
buy
little
with
bit
an
more
op
proactive.
4
I mean, that's
ults.
what I'm wondering. With this specific switch up in terms of roles, right? You got Serve on the Duelist. Maybe they are starting on defense, but this could be the round where they switch things up. He's got the Playstorm. He's got the Operator. Might just be able to do something with that. Lock down a lane, perhaps.
Wants to set up for the Operator. He's a little late on the movement all the way over to B.
Okay,
but
I
it looks
love
like
this
that's going to
change-up
be
from
commitment
PRX.
hit over
PRX know
on
that
a
they haven't been doing the
mid,
smoke over
so
towards middle, that
everything
most likely
towards
they're going to put the
that
turret here
side.
and then they're going to molly it.
And going for the quick
This is cool
retreat
from
as here's
PRX being a
Anaswarm
step
land,
ahead on that
so
one. They
they'll
also
be able
took
to bring that
away
turret back
the
up
turret
just
before the
a
molly
bit
went, so
quicker.
Ban can place that back in a little
Sprays
bit.
all around. Ooh, Jit Boys, he's gonna have to watch out. He's already
This
been
is an
shut down
overall
quite a bit
strong
and only
setup,
has a
though.
judge in hand. Meanwhile,
Oh, he got
members being tagged.
He got
in
wrecked
mid,
a
so
little bit.
PRX a decent idea on what the setup might be. I imagine you continue to put pressure onto that pit and then start to rotate over to B. You've already shoved them away from mid. PRX has that priority. slowly inching towards kitchen. Hasn't been spotted by the turret just yet. Governor, do you have your sights trained? No, it's not quick enough. He tries, and there's
it's
the
a great dash, man. They lined up here as well.
And Jing is there for
Yeah,
the
and this
trade.
poor Viper.
And now the pit. You're just locked in here. It's turned into a jail for Jet Boys. Can he get out? The fragment.
I don't know.
Keeps him all tied up.
Mind Freak on the
Oh my God.
lurk as well, and he just
Wait.
spots out Cruz not taking the duel, but at least this is a little bit of information.
Oh my
on
God,
PRX
man. Jit
Talon.
Boys. They saved the alarm bot for him as
Between
well.
that rock in a hard place. Jit Boys
Yeah, he
unfortunately
had an
having to fight
absolute
the bullet
nightmare.
there. PRX, that spike will definitely go off now, and the rest of them.
I got to be saving this
trying
one.
to save.
There goes the
You
46%.
have to save. You got that operator. I mean, it took so long to get online. You don't have many chances to use
This is
it.
nice from PRX though. It
Sure,
felt
you
like
have the
PRX
Blade
actually
Sword,
won
but you're
the
gonna have to keep it.
won the
Meanwhile,
overall
PRX
play
get an
here.
inkling. They have a lot of creds no
The
matter
actual
what.
whole
You know,
setup
they'll
from
throw
Talon made a lot of
multiple
sense with what
members of
PRX
Talon
were
anyway. Now
doing,
you
but
hear
the fact they actually put
operator,
the
they
smoke
are
down
on
over
the
towards
hunt.
middle this
They
time, we
wanna
have the
take
molly
this away.
towards here.
That all but
We had a
pretty much
knife.
secures the
They
rest
gave
of
him
the
a good
half
amount
here
of
for
info as
PRX. The
well.
dash has to be used.
And they
Serve
dealt with
knows
the
it's a matter
Viper
of
really
time.
well.
So far, he should be safe.
Safe enough. But taking a look at the scoreline, Will, 2-6. It's a little bit too devastating. Talon needing to come back definitely right now, and they've saved up. They have to make it happen with these guns. At the same time, it's just PRX being pretty darn good on the anticipation, right? We saw that Viper's pit. They tried to go in for that blind fire through the smokes, trying to find Jit Boys, and it kind of works out. Maybe the idea was to funnel PRX over onto Surf, who had the operator around the B side, but it didn't quite work out.
I mean, the whole
it's
plan
also
was
a little
to
bit readable, right?
secure
And
that
I'm
the
not gonna
turret
say
was
that
going to
Talon
be
didn't have
here,
a
then you
game
break the
plan.
turret
PRX kind of
with
breaks it apart in
the
mid with some of
molly,
those
and then you can actually
tools.
go fast
But
up
the initial
towards
part
here,
of
and then
it,
you're
we've
all
seen
over.
it. It's an age-old thing. Doesn't
Again,
mean it's bad.
PRX just a
But it
step
does
ahead on
allow
that after a
PRX to
timeout.
try to take back some of that tempo, and now
I wonder how many layers they had to that, or if it is that was on the fly. Because that in like an entire game plan's pretty cool. Nade looks decent. Oh my god, it can't be any better.
Hole in one. That's lockdown, guys.
The hole in one. That's sick.
Talon and Oakford now scrambling to find a position, but the Sage Wall is there for the spam as well. I mean, this retake's looking rough already. You do have the Blade Storm. That's one more chance. Dizzy comes out. That's the setup. But there's the null command just to shut it down. So now you have to work with the operator. Everyone already falling down. Talon trying to equal out.
What a flash, man.
A good pop flash from Forsaken, though.
Fantastic individual duels being taken.
What a nice round from PRX. Knew they were going to do this ult. We have a molly line up, but they can't be any better than that. And the trades were good, Utah was good. Shout out to Forsaken for this round, it was cool. And yeah, when you have stuff like that that are just kind of anti for the ult, it just gives you the easiest rounds. Easiest round to call on this one. Cool.
And yes, we like to talk about how you have to use ultimates. You can't just let them sit and rot, but at the same time, I mean, when was there that opportunity to try to use it? This time you get shut down by the null command, but you do want to make a move. You don't want to just sit and wait all the way to the very end of the round.
Careful.
And now the Outlaw comes out. PRX knowing that Talon is sitting broken on the creds and finds the elbow of Governor. You just can't catch a break. The follow through from Serpents.
Yeah, that one's
too
pretty
many
bold.
Targets.
Good little punish. And Forsaken being able to swap back over as well. Cruz, good little tap. Still has the thrash, but no teammates here.
Oh my gosh, no, not like this. Something.
That's so good.
That shorty, and I thought surely not.
Whose brain works like that, man? It's crazy, isn't it?
Welcome back to VCT Pacific, PRX.
Yeah, it's so
sick. This is what you do every time out here in Seoul. I mean,
how is that the thought process? It's incredible.
A lot of people, including myself, had a lot of hopes coming into Stage 2 because of how Talon finished Stage 1. But currently, I mean,
Jet main brain,
PRX
yeah,
as well.
mental.
So far, despite the strong wins, playing as a team, not going for a lot of those ego peaks that we've seen from them time and time again, even over at Shanghai. So all the credit to the strong getting stronger.
Surely I get a replay of that.
A bit lost.
There we go.
I wouldn't say I'm super worried. We haven't seen enough from Talon. I feel like they still have a chance to really show us what.
See his little smile.
You know, they are just starting out on defense, but for now, I mean, that's
bro,
really the main story. PRX looking a little bit cleaner,
mechanically, that was
making
really
some
impressive,
more
though.
sound decisions, playing together as a team
Like everything he did was
individual
sick.
tools. Mentally, they are looking good. as they hold on to a bit more of a default, watching for that peek out against Talon. Surf, though, with the operator this time, will be able to take Jing down.
Okay, finally, an opening kill here for Surf. Something that Talon's been starving for with that operator. Key part to their game plan so far. Now the null command, PRX will have to wait this one out. They do have the lockdown, and they've already pushed up all the way to the very opening of the site. Thrash being used to shove them back. I don't mind it.
It's one. Do they tunnel vision? Molly.
So push them back, and now if you're going to use a lockdown, it might have to be used on pipes somewhere where there's a lineup ready.
Nice, a little bit of time to
You should run.
Surf.
Wait, can the jet still like hover slightly when that happens?
Lockdown being expended as well. It just gives and secures PRX the site.
Spike planted.
Spike already planted. Surf waiting for the peek out, though. Knows that PRX will be relying on this lockdown.
Only one.
He
Okay,
will
let's
get
see.
detained for his troubles.
5v3,
down the
3
numbers
people.
for his teammates. They'll wait it out. And meanwhile, something holding the ground next to screens, and they're not checking for Divide. They do not hear the Phantom. Eventually, the trade
His
comes in for
reposition's
Jimbo.
nice.
Chaos ensues below, but something he's
Oh
only
my
taken.
God.
Shorty, taste of his own medicine as Mind Freak, a menace on top, but too many members for him to check.
For God's sake,
And
what's
Talon
going on
will
here?
finally get another round on the board.
Talon creating a little bit of their own chaos here. Surf starting things off, great shot. And then the flick onto the next one as well. I mean, just having the patience to stay on the site, not deterred by the lockdown whatsoever. Having that trust in his teammates. And this
Player
is Talon
sense?
that's
Nah,
starting
I
to show
don't think
a little
so.
bit of that teamwork. Sure, it gets a little bit confusing
I don't think it
at
goes
times
that
with
deep
Divide
into
hiding
it.
behind, but other than that, the trades were good. That Jit Boy's shorty against something was a sight to behold.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that, hey, you're not the only one who can buy a shorty. Sure, something's the one who introduced it to VCT
APAC,
Pacific,
bro.
but
APAC's
now
always been fun to
everyone's
watch,
got
man.
one in their back pocket. The operator continues. If Talon can
Just
stabilize
pure
from 4
madness
to
all the
8,
time.
not all hope would be lost
Get out
here.
of my way.
And now PRX
Okay,
trying
knife
to up
only
the
hits
tempo
one.
just a bit, but the counter 0 point will slow them down.
Damn, I like the PRX actually just go for way more of a default now as well. I swear they had a whole thing planned of not using their smoke
Talon
over
hasn't been
towards
playing
middle
much,
until
right?
that
They've been
timeout
playing much
gets
further back
that
here.
timeout happens,
So
and then it's an obvious
correctly
call of what to do on
identifying that, only really
defense.
investing
So they have an
that
anti for it.
updraft to start to scout out, realize, okay, looks like it might be a
Now
retake
they're
setup
just
here
playing
on
like a
A.
normal default, and
Grab
every
some
single
blood
time since that
retake.
timeout they put their smoke over
What
towards
PRX
middle.
has in store for
Like they're
that.
trying
You
to
do have
force
the
them to use double
resurrection,
timeout
one of
early.
the best ults to counter it.
I do wonder if they might make a decision to rotate back, but it is not in PRX's style to really head backwards. So back into the site they will go, trying to deny the retakes with a lot of their utility, but so much of it is already spent. Some lineups coming in from Talon as well to deny the spike plan and buy time for the rotations to come through, and it is a pretty good plan.
How'd you retake this one?
Real
I mean, they
important
got
thing here is gonna have
flash.
to be bad. He
They got
has to
double
make an
flash.
opening,
They
'cause
got
right now, everyone's being funneled, everyone's being
Dizzy
delayed
and
so
Wingman.
much in the back of sight.
This is a nightmare to get into the site.
Duel. Right now, something's busy on the site, just delaying the main forces of Talon. Ban needs to find this kill, and Mind Freak gets the
Ooh,
flank.
okay.
Meanwhile, Cruz will get the opening kill here on the main site, but
Well.
that's the rest of PRX
Yeah,
just
Forsaken-
answering right
Forsaken
back.
just gets
And
two
now
back
it's
of
just
sight.
an operator Surf, not able to land the first shot. They're
Oh,
chasing him.
God.
They want the knife, and he
Oh my
says
God.
no.
How many
Jake will get
short
the
he
kill
kills
with a
all there?
shorty.
Okay,
Last round of
3-9.
the first half. Let's have a little bit of fun. Why not, Will?
Switching sides.
But at the end of it, yeah, it's just a little bit tough. Ben, unfortunately, maybe not really anticipating Mind Freak's position, or
That was
just
funny though.
not quite able to secure the duel somehow. Mind Freak being a little bit quicker. At the same time, it's just rafters
normal.
as well as screens. PRX had their legs locked in. PRX had their arms around Talon's necks, and it's just too much to strangle out of. So choke points being set up, and it's
At what point do you go, why are you
a
going
little
for
bit
this
difficult for
play?
a retake to go through.
Yeah, I mean, Mind Freak held a
Um,
very good position there.
I mean,
you know,
when
sitting
you
on
start
that elbow
when you start
position
losing
right
more of this
outside
place,
of
if you
A-main.
if you have
Normally
like
you're holding
a
somewhere
if you have a
outbound, so
lunatic in your
he tried to
team that
check for
wins
it, try to
more
go
rounds than
wide,
he loses,
try to
then
catch
it's
him
fine.
off guard, and Mind Freak just one step ahead.
You could maybe have some rules in there just to
Now,
make sure that they don't
9-3 half for
lose as
Talon.
many, or
Not
they
what
don't do the
wanted
crazy
with their
risks
own
on big
map
rounds.
pick. Taking this against PRX. Of course, we did see at the beginning
Expectations
of
for
the
the
day,
new
Forsaken is something both very
NRG.
close to their 1,000 kills
Who
here
do they
in the
play?
VCT
G2.
Pacific. Now we do have
I don't know.
quite a few players.
I kind of hope they get to playoffs, but I still think playoffs will be hard. They got a rough route. They got
with some of the other top dogs here.
they got Sentinels in
Pacific.
G2,
Now,
right?
Going over to the defensive half.
They should beat C9.
This is where hopefully Talon will be able to stretch their legs
Let's see how they look
a
against
little bit,
Sentinels.
show us
I would
what
imagine
this
Sentinels should be
composition,
winning
what
that,
this
but
role swap was all about. We could see the ideas behind it, but the effects not quite felt just yet. Surely attack is where they will be able to make their stand.
Castra Dazzy with the Prime. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Thank you.
But we'll see if they utilize it at all. It might just be some conditioning that they want to stick with for a default toxic screen on B. But that toxic screen is going to be denied real fast.
Anything crazy? No.
We'll discover that this has no meaning here in the pistol round. And even something ready for the mid conditioning as well. I mean, PRX just...
PRX is playing retake over towards A, trying to deny the plant. Is this going to work though? So most people go here with the wingman.
And then it's just going to be a full
Maybe they've looked into it. Maybe they like to plant on the floor.
Not a fan of it, Will. Oh my god. 5-on-5 pistol retakes, and that could be very dangerous.
Yeah, and they got no info on that.
Want to find at least a bit of an advantage, and Talon has the space to make
they get a full plant. A full 5v5.
But still relatively safe. The rest of the team have arrived. All the way onto screens. Everyone's here. It's a party.
They got one flash. They got wall for retake. Look at this swing. He's done it again.
Swing of something. Well, of course, it's a trademark at this point. Devi gets 2 off of it. Something eventually dying, but it's still only 2 members, and they cannot land the shots.
Oh my goodness. No,
Bro, this swing.
They're going to show us the replay.
Oh.
Congratulations to Forsaken with the 1,000-kill milestone.
There you go. Forsaken gets his. Something not far off. We'll see how many rounds he has to do it, though, because so far it looks like they're going to try to wrap up map 1 pretty early.
No, we're not going to see the replay from
Lots
this.
of fans out here for PRX. Of course, while they didn't perform very well at Masters Shanghai, they were
we don't get to see it from the...
pick up that title in stage
Honestly, I would
1.
like to have watched the same thing again.
Just picking up those kills on these trades.
Let's go!
Starting to feel a little bit traumatic, Will. We've got the Outlaw back in Something's hands, and on defense, this can be really deadly. 0 point will connect. Something backs off.
Okay, so Talon forced into this one. They lose it.
All the way, but here's the thing, Jing
Pretty much done.
absolutely hit it on sight. Not sure if Talon's going to check for this, as they think they've already pushed everyone back all the way past screens. They're only checking for Evan. They're not ready for it. And Jing doesn't green for the second kill either. Waits for the trades for his teammates. Repositions in hell. He's going to get stunned by the wingman with the slow warp, trying to save him. Heals past the fragment, and then the rest of people.
Oh my god, the dink on that.
At screens. Governor will pick up
A
one, but that's all
clean
he
round.
gets.
Talon forced into it. Now they pretty much got an eco. PRX should be getting up to 12.
Definitely something that we were wanting to see more of from this entire squad. PRX now exercising some of that patience, and it looks really, really clean, really good. Thought the 3rd round of this map might have been a different story for Talon, but then things start to revert back. A little bit unfortunate, but that is how the story goes for now. This is the time for Talon. All sheriffs because of that force buy from the previous round.
Yeah, not much you can work with here. See what you can do on the aim duels, but unfortunately your opponents are the best aimers, some of the best out here in Pacific.
Okay.
Just going to be a deep tag onto Jing.
Bye.
That means Mind Freak wasn't tagged all the way up on pipes, and now you've been spotted in mid.
Oh my god.
The weaponry not exactly
Flash descended, of course, man.
Is the pop flash set up for Devi, the run gun, and he absolutely
so
transfers
committed.
right over, takes a couple of the turret hits.
This is a nice flash.
Making sure that they can still clean house, try to finish this map as soon as possible.
Yeah,
My
they're always
God.
thinking about enabling the W key.
12-3.
Shout out to Forsaken there.
Point for PRX.
9. Oof. And this was Icebox Talon's map pick.
Every single lane being
I gotta say though, like all of Talon's prep
and Forsaken to back
out the
you
window,
up.
man.
Not to mention
PRX
Mind
changed
Freak
up a
swinging
lot of
out
their
at
stuff.
end with the Guardian. This is just Talon backs against
And
the
then,
wall.
like honestly,
12-3 now, Will.
I feel like
Their
if you're the
own
Talon
map
coach, you must
They've got the
be
full buy.
pretty, like you got owned, basically.
Listen, I'm not saying the map's over
You
just
spent
yet, but we have seen
weeks,
Talon
probably
bounce back
days,
from a
looking at their
13-0.
Icebox, how they like to
Not
play
all
their
of us lost
Icebox. They
Talon
changed
fans
up their
in the best of
Icebox,
3, but
and then you had a
so
pretty
far on
easy
this map,
timeout
it's
to obviously
looking
to
rough.
call your
They will
turret
have
at
to go
middle,
for 9
and then they
rounds
completely
in a
countered
row.
what you were gonna
The
do because
Outlaw
it's too
comes
obvious.
online.
Kind
It
of
is all
sick.
full armor on the other side, so Not sure if maybe a bit of a mismatch there on the purchase.
I feel like the Talon coach got absolutely annihilated.
As possible, but as he's trying to line up his toes, Ban catches a bit of an off timing, and that's going to be Ban starting to dig deep into it. Talon, no reason to rush just yet. You still have over a minute, and you have all the space, but the operator.
Bro, look at this wall, man.
Divide finds a kill.
Yeah,
So much
and the wall that they probably want to defuse on this. Oh no, boss.
But he can't hold his ground, and now Paper X ready for it. Forsaken already on site. He sees him transferring over through the ropes.
Oh my God, Divide.
That's 3 kills on the board. Governor trying to get.
I was gonna say not another 2v5 at his peak. Good flash.
Trying to drop down. He spotted one, but he can't land it. Now a 1v1 just to stay alive.
Spike
Sorry,
down
2v4 at his peak, right?
Retrieved. Forsaken, trying to play it safe. He doesn't hear anything yet. Anticipating potentially a mid push, but that's not where Cruz is.
Yeah, Forsaken, all he has to do is just hold strong.
Cruz has utility
saw him, saw the barrel.
Oh, he went for a re-peek.
Holds his ground, knows that Forsaken.
Okay, we'll count it down. 9 to 8.
He will be able to take that. Ask his teammates, but they do not want it. No operator for them. Operator dropped on the side of Paper X. Immediately something. Repurchases another.
Has the bank for it, having won those 3 rounds right off the rip on the second half. But that said, not too bad of a recovery from Talon, right? Ben might have gone a little bit too deep, but at the same time, the rest of the team arriving on the site on time and having the teamwork to go in for those trades, having the sense to slow things down when they needed to. Cruz,
16 to 6 peak.
Fight against Forsaken.
Yeah, that's true.
Early Cloudburst used
Big
this
disrespect.
time. Over on the side of Talon, taking some early control, trying to creep up towards. Governor tries to fake them out with a jump off the ropes, but something's ready for it. 2 members already down. There's
oh
the
my
quick
God,
swing
Forsaken, stop
expects it. Reads the tendencies of Paper X, but it might just be too late. Mind Freak trying to hold on to mid. He's going to spot him. He's quick on the snap. He has been
can't resist. Yeah, it's too much, man. The temptation.
Today against Talon Esports.
Too hard to not W key.
On the clock and only 2 members left. Talon may have to kiss their map pick goodbye and get ready for sunset.
It's just way too oppressing right now. I mean, look at the utility. You look at the positions, too. 50 seconds left on the clock. Sure, it's a lot of time, but no! Singular peaks immediately eliminated by
Oh my God, he dashed out and saw him on the minimap.
Fires off his Vandal, gives away his position. He's looking for duels.
Yeah, he wants isolate. He gets one. Shit, boys, he's done quite a bit in the past. Takes a little bit of unnecessary damage. He's rushed for it. Can't worry about it right now because you just have to win every single duel no matter what. Jump on top of the box.
I mean, the Mind Freak look really nice as well. Okay, super convincing. Shout out to Paper X. They changed a lot of their stuff up. Talon's coach must be a bit furious. Wasted a lot of time with like all the prep.
To remind everyone of their
so yeah, shout out to Paper X. That was
just
nice.
showing, again, they haven't really been